This is Delhi. Please stand by for our next broadcast. This is All India Radio. We now take you over to Rajpath in New Delhi for the running commentary of the Republic Day Parade and the cultural pageant being organized on the occasion of our 73rd Republic Day. Our commentators are Sanjeev Dosanjh, Vinita Thakur, Bhuvan Apurva Jha and Anuja Kumar. Over to Rajpath.
A bright and sunny morning brightens Rajpath, as it is beautifully decked up for the grand Republic Day celebrations in the hours to follow from now. This is Sanjeev Dosanjh with my co-commentators Vinita Thakur, Anuja Kumar and Bhuvan Apurva Jha, bringing to you the live commentary of the 73rd Republic Day Parade. Heartiest greetings to all my fellow Indians on this momentous occasion. It was this very day in 1950 when the Constitution of India, drafted by the Constituent Assembly under the able guidance of Dr. Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar, came into force and India emerged as a sovereign democratic republic. The Constitution was adopted on 26 November 1949 and it was enacted on this historic day. Friends, a nation actually becomes independent not when the alien rulers leave the boundaries of a country, but it is when it has its own government, which is by its own people, for its own people, and of its own people. And this happens only when a nation has its own constitution. India can boast of having the longest written liberal democratic constitution of the world. The focal point of today's celebrations is right here at Rajpath, and we are located in the All India Radio booth just a little towards east of the main saluting dais, from where the Honorable President Shri Ramnath Kovind and the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi will be reviewing the parade that passes by down the Rajpath from the direction of Rashtrapati Bhavan towards India Gate. We bring to you an eyewitness account of this most spectacular show of the nation, which will showcase the military might of our country along with the latest achievements and initiatives and the rich and diverse culture and traditions from various parts of our great nation, India. Vinita.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, all hail the motherland. All hail the nation. India, a dream, a republic, a nation with so much heart and courage, peace and tranquility, resources and talent, intelligence and vision, celebrates its 73rd Republic Day today. The wind is blowing like a trumpet of happiness, the music of our nation's victory in the times of adversity, the journey which has been through so much that the modern world sits back and sees in reverence and disbelief that how can a nation and its people endure so much and yet aim so high? How can India and Indians face the brunt of battles and cutthroat challenges and yet be successful, powerful, and all of this while being deeply connected to their roots? Friends, the ambience at Rajpath is absolutely mesmerizing. The inner circle of Rajpath has been framed with the tricolour. The lush green lawn is partially visible as the lavender carpet has almost covered the entire area. The foldable chairs, green in colour, are all installed at a safe distance, keeping the COVID protocol requirements in mind. This will also help the spectators to get a better view. Proper barricading can be seen. Unlike the previous years, the visitors are little limited this year, but the excitement seems to be much more. Flowers, which play a significant role in Indian festivals, we all know that. And here also it's playing a very vital role. After all, Republic Day is the most special occasion. We can see the floral decoration in abundance here. The dais, the podium, the emblem, all covered beautifully with vibrant flowers, marigold, gladuli, mostly white, chrysanthemums, lilies, pansies, orchids, and a lot more. The aroma of these flowers fills the air with fragrance, giving the extra edge to the grandeur of this event. Friends, the military band standing next to the national emblem, right opposite the saluting dais, are all very alert. Dressed in crisp uniform with their musical instruments, they are looking their best, all ready to play the national anthem once the flag is unfurled. Talking of floral decorations, we just see the salute dais. It's bedecked with flowers. Lots of bright flowers on either side of the salute base at the entrance. We can see the brass vases. It's again full of flowers. White gladioli can be seen, roses and anthurium. And the steps are also decorated with flowers. Two marigold arches are there for the dignitaries to enter, and the backdrop, which has yellow base of marigold flowers bordered with darker shade of marigold flowers, and the theme is depicted here also. Sitting arrangements, like I said, is very nice with lots of space in between. And for the Honorable President and Prime Minister at the salute days, there is a small umbrella just for the mark of respect to them, and that is also bedecked with maroon flowers. Everything is making the look of this entire area very regal, and the theme of the Republic Parade is also quite evident here. India at 75, and there's so much more to say, but then here we have Anuja Kumar. Anuja, please.
Thank you, Vinita. Namaskar and a very good morning to all tuned to All India Radio. While the day is primarily about celebrating our democratic ethos and faith in constitutional values as a nation state, the significance of Republic Day celebrations is echoed in more ways than one. Be it the display of discipline by the army battalions to the colorful tableaus from the states, followed by the breathtaking formations of military aircraft, the Rajpath speaks high of Indian guts, grit and glory on this day every year. Republic Day signifies the right spirit of independent and individual India. It's heartwarming to watch the Republic Day celebration live at Rajpath and describing it all to you and be awe-inspired by the progress made by each state and the nation as a whole. This day has a huge significance for our nation, which is one of the biggest democracies in the world. The Republic Day ceremony will commence with Prime Minister Modi visiting the National War Memorial, and then stretching from the Rashtrapati Bhavan to India Gate, visitors to the Republic Day Parade on 26 January are witnessing a new and refurbished Rajpath this time, because of the Central Vista Avenue, which is a part of the ambitious Central Vista project of the Narendra Modi government, which aims to create a modern and state-of-the-art complex which would include all the major ministries as part of the common central secretariat building, the new parliament building and the vice president's house. In New Delhi, the national flag is unfurled by the Commander-in-Chief of the Indian Armed Forces, the President of India, here at Rajpath. Other than displaying its military prowess, the event also promotes India's diverse culture. The event also colonizes to the martyrs who have sacrificed their lives for the country. And of course, the route of the parade will be shorter, as similar to last year. The marching contingent will end at the National Stadium instead of the Red Fort. And children below the age of 15 years are not allowed at the parade. Entry to Republic Day celebrations has been strictly through invitation card. All those who don't have a valid invitation card are advised to watch the live program at home on Doordarshan and DTH, and of course tune into All India Radio for all the live updates from Rajpath, switching to the news on AIR app. Children below 15 years of age are not allowed to celebrations at Rajpath, and no standing spectators are allowed here. Of course, for a better viewing experience for spectators at the parade, 10 large LED screens, 5 on each side of the Rajpath are installed. Curated films combining footage from previous Republic Day parades, short films on the armed forces and stories related to various events in the run-up to the Republic Day 2022 are being screened before the parade. Later, the screens will beam the parade live. Sanjeev?
Well, listeners, the week-long Republic Day celebrations this year began a day in advance the 23rd of January, marking the 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, which will now onwards be celebrated as the Parakram Divas every year, symbolizing a spirit of courage and valor. It is a befitting tribute to the great son of India, who till the last fought for the freedom of our motherland. The government has decided to install a statue of Netaji at the India Gate. Since the work on this granite statue will take some time for completion, our Honorable Prime Minister unveiled the hologram of Netaji's statue on Parakram Divas and, in the true spirit of the day, conferred the Subhash Chandra Bose Apada Prabandhan Puraskars to the individuals and organizations for their contributions and selfless service in the field of disaster management. The next day, the 24th January, is the National Girl Child Day, and our Honorable Prime Minister interacted and distributed the awards to the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar awardees virtually through a blockchain technology to 29 children who were selected for their achievements in sports, art and culture, social service, bravery and innovations. As a matter of pride, 14 of them are girls. On the eve of Republic Day, our Honorable President addressed the entire nation and reiterated the words of Mahatma Gandhi, the father of nation, ensuring our commitment for the progress of the nation even in these difficult times of COVID pandemic. Vinita.
Sanjeev, you were talking about the heroes, the making of Indian Constitution. I'll take it further by carrying forward the dreams and aspirations of those who made this nation what it is by laying down their lives in service of the motherland and giving their everything to build the country and its people. It's not just your or mine or theirs, but it's the collective effort of millions of passionate Indians who have made this day possible. Today, we celebrate India. We celebrate the inception and the hard-fought idea of Purna Swaraj, which was achieved with the blood and sweat of our nation's ancestors. There's something in the air which tells us that it is that time of the year wherein we remember, salute and be proud of the nation's prowess and achievements. So just to mention a few achievers of 2021, Anand Radha Krishnan, I'll name. His book, Blue in Green, won him appreciation. It was a graphic novel, and he also got the prestigious Eisner Award. Sirisha Bandla, she became the second Indian-born woman to go into space. Sirisha, who hails from Andhra Pradesh, was among the 6 passengers on the Unity 22 space flight in July 2021, a historic feat, as she becomes the second Indian woman to have gone into space after Kalpana Chawla. Neeraj Chopra, the golden boy who won the Olympic gold for India in Tokyo. He became only the second Indian to have clinched individual medal. He's a young athlete, so modest that he's happy with the fact that people now know what javelin is. And recently, like yesterday only, his name is in the list of the Padma awardees. Mirabai Chanu, she ended India's 21-year wait for the weightlifting medal at the Olympics by clinching a silver medal in the 49 kg category. PV Sandhu in badminton. Lavlina Burgohai, she became the second Indian female boxer to clinch an award. Then the medal has been given to her. Then the hockey team, men, they made us really proud with their performances. That too, after 40 years, they won the bronze this year. Then Harnaz Sandhu, 21 years after Laura Datta's win in 2000, Harnaz bagged this wonderful Miss Universe crown to India. Then Kamala Harris, as Vice President of United States of America, is the first Indian American woman to hold second highest position of power in the country. Over to Anuja.
Yes, Vinita, the year 2022-23 marks the commencement of Platinum Jubilee celebrations of India's independence from the British. Projects and activities under the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav initiative will add new colors to the annual celebration this year. Winners of the Vande Bharatam Nrityotsav will be seen performing on the Rajpath. The competition was hosted under the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav banner to promote top dancing talent from across the country, narrating the tale of Indian heritage, valor and traditions. The Mahotsav is dedicated to the people of India who have not only been instrumental in bringing India thus far in its evolutionary journey, but also hold within them the power and potential to enable Prime Minister Modi's vision fueled by spirit of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is an embodiment of all that is progressive about India's socio-cultural, political and economic identity. This year, celebrations are marked with special homage to our freedom fighters as well. In today's fast-moving world and tough day-to-day life, the youth hardly find time for remembrance of a rich heritage and past in the lives of the many unknown unsung heroes of our freedom struggle. The fight against colonial rule in India constitutes of a unique narrative, one which is not marred by violence. Rather, a narrative that is full of variegated stories of valor, bravery, satyagraha, dedication and sacrifice across the length and breadth of the subcontinent. These stories compose the rich Indian cultural heritage and traditions. Thus, the unsung heroes need not necessarily define the lesser-known freedom fighters. They may, at times, be the leaders whose ideals delineate the Indian value system. Sanjeev?
Dear listeners, today the weather gods have shown us the pathway to prosperity and glory. How wonderfully the sun is shining and the day is absolutely bright. After days of clouds and rain, the sun has risen in a clear sky so that all of us can witness the Republic Day celebrations. We as a nation came together to fight COVID-19. We emerged as a model to the world in combating the pandemic, and today we celebrate the 73rd Republic Day with all guards and precautionary measures in place to mitigate the spread of the third wave. We started the world's largest vaccination program on 16th January last year, and now we have administered more than 163 crore doses, and the recovery rate of COVID-19 stands at 96.36%. We salute the COVID warriors, the doctors, nurses and the paramedics who have risen to the challenge and by risking their own lives to save the patients in agony. Vinita.
Sanjeev, what I notice out here is something very, very beautiful, and I think your eyes is equally glued to that. Well, I'm talking about the gigantic scrolls at Rajpath, which is catching everyone's attention. It's by artists from across the country, and this indeed is adding one artistic touch to the entire event. These scrolls depicts the unsung heroes of India's freedom movement. We have lots and lots of things to talk about this, which we will time and again. But then I'll just talk about the vibrant colors that's being used here. Colors used on these scrolls are basically other than what the portraits are, but then it's very earthy yet lively, and the texture from a distance like it appears to be little coarse, depicting the tough period faced by our ancestors during the struggle to free India from the shackles. And she like Anuja mentioned about the large LED screens, this definitely will enhance our view also. Something else you would like to say, Sanjeev, on this account?
Yeah, definitely, Vinita. I can see right in front our forgotten war heroes. Like from the northeast, we have the Haipo Dadanong Tamlegong of Manipur. He was only 26 years old when he was hanged under false charges of murder. I can see his portrait. Then his cousin, Rani Gandulin of Manipur, the daughter of the hills, she was just 13 when she joined the Heraka movement. And similarly, Tirot Singh of Meghalaya was the hero of the Anglo-Khasi war. I can see all those portraits right in front on the scroll. Vinita.
Yeah, so true. And I would like to go on and on, but then something else that I would like to emphasize on would be the Swarnim Vijay Varsha. India celebrated year-long Swarnim Vijay Varsha, marking nation's victory over Pakistan in December 1971 war, which led to creation of Bangladesh. This culminated with the celebration of Swarnim Vijay Divas on December 16, 2021. And it was a wonderful event. And I think Anuja is more keen to say something, share something with the listeners.
Yes, Vinita, let me mention about the Nari Shakti on display here today. The women contingent of the Border Security Force, BSF, will be a part of the Defence March Past on the Rajpath here. The all-women biker team known as Seema Bhavani, which is set to showcase daredevil formations, is sure to skip our breaths away. More than 100 female troops across different military ranks will be a part of the performances this year. And women empowerment got a fillip with implementation of grant of permanent commission to all women officers in the army and opening of new avenues for the commission through NDA to serve the nation as equal to men. The NDA June 2022 course will have the first batch of women cadets. First batch of women naval operations officers also inducted into Rotary Wing and joined the helicopter squadron in February. Taking lead on the Border Road Organization, it appointed women officers to command important road construction companies along arduous border areas. And of course, we celebrated National Voters' Day yesterday, as we do it every year on the 25th of January to mark the foundation day of the Election Commission of India in the year 1950. This day is solely meant to encourage the population of India to vote and thereby maximize the enrollment of voters. Hence, this day is of extreme importance as voting serves as the central pillar of any functioning democracy, giving the citizens the direct power to put the right people into positions of governance. New voters are also felicitated on this day. Thus, with the elections around the corner, we urge you to vote wisely and not to waste this opportunity to put the correct people in power. And this year's theme is making elections inclusive, accessible and participating, inspiring people to vote and assure voters about the safety of the electoral process. Sanjeev.
Well, Anuja, that was real wonderful to have educated voters so that they can elect good governments, and good governance is on the way. I must add a few words that we have very special guests also in the invitees for witnessing the Republic Day parade. People who made exemplary contribution during COVID times, frontline workers, auto rickshaw drivers, construction workers of the Republic Day arena, and also the laborers who prepared the majestic tableaus are amongst the invitees. And now is the time when we will have to go to the National War Memorial. That is the place where the nation will pay homage to the sons and daughters of India who sacrificed their lives to have this day with us, to celebrate independence, to celebrate democracy. And today we are one of the biggest democracies of the world. This solemn moment will be taken care by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, who will be present at the National War Memorial. And now I take you to Bhuvan Apurv Jha, who will give an eyewitness account from the National War Memorial.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Namaskar, good morning. And once again, on behalf of the entire Akashvani and Prasar Bharati Parivar, this is Bhuvan Apurva Jha extending my heartiest felicitations and warmest greetings to all listening in on our 73rd Republic Day. Ladies and gentlemen, in the most sacred of Republic Day traditions, Honorable Prime Minister of India Shri Narendra Modi will lead the nation in paying homage to our valiant martyrs. The National War Memorial inspires a deep sense of veneration for our martyrs. Their names are etched in gold here. The National War Memorial has been designed as a place where we do not mourn the death, but instead celebrate the life of the soldiers and pay our respects to the sacrifices made by them. Perhaps that is why one of the founding fathers of our republic has said, Who lives when India dies? Who dies when India lives? Ladies and gentlemen, these are hallowed grounds that people tread with reverence and gratitude as we remember those who live eternally in another realm but are never too far from our thoughts. Their memory pervades the collective consciousness of the country and continues to inspire generations to come. And if I may inform you, dear listener, about the National War Memorial Complex, it appears to be in complete harmony with the existing layout and symmetry of the majestic Rajpath and the central vista. The solemnity of the ambience is maintained with an emphasis on landscaping and the simplicity of the architecture. Apart from the main memorial, there is a dedicated area for busts of soldiers who have been conferred with the Veerta Chakra, the nation's highest gallantry award. The design of the main memorial exemplifies that supreme sacrifice made by a soldier in the line of duty not only makes him immortal, but also depicts that the spirit of a soldier remains eternal. The memorial, ladies and gentlemen, has a distinct scheme of concentric circles. Amar Chakra, or the circle of immortality. The Amar Chakra has an obelisk with the eternal flame. The flame symbolizes the immortality of the spirit of the fallen soldiers with the assurance that the nation shall never forget their sacrifices. Next up we have the Tyag Chakra, or the circle of sacrifice. The Tyag Chakra has circular concentric walls of honor which symbolize the ancient war formation Chakra view. The walls are clad with granite tablets where an independent granite tablet is dedicated to each soldier who has made the supreme sacrifice in the line of duty. Each name, as I've mentioned before, on the tablet is etched in aurum. Then we have the Veerta Chakra, or the circle of bravery. The Veerta Chakra depicts the bravery of Indian forces in the form of a covered gallery that exhibits 6 murals grafted in bronze depicting valiant battle actions of the Indian armed forces. And finally, there is the Raksha Chakra, or the circle of protection. The outermost circle, made of rows of trees in the Raksha Chakra, is a reassurance to the citizens of the country about their safety against any external or internal threat, with each tree representing the soldiers who ensure the territorial integrity of the nation round the clock. And for the listeners who are just joining us in this special Republic Day broadcast on All India Radio, I can inform you that Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, will lead the nation in paying tributes to our immortal brave hearts on behalf of a grateful nation in a solemn ceremony to be held at the National War Memorial in a short while from now. The live and exclusive radio broadcast of which will continue on the national network of All India Radio and our official app News on AIR. I can inform you, dear listeners, that the carcade of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi shall be arriving at the National War Memorial in a few moments from now. Honorable Prime Minister Modi will be received by Raksha Mantri, Defence Minister Shri Rajnath Singh, Raksha Rajya Mantri, Minister of State for Defence Shri Ajay Bhatt, the Tri-Services Chiefs, Chief of Army Staff General Manoj Mukund Narvane, PVSM, AVSM, SM, VSM ADC, the Chief of Naval Staff Admiral R. Harikumar, PVSM, AVSM, VSM ADC, the Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Vivek Ram Chaudhary, PVSM, AVSM, VM ADC, and the Defence Secretary Raksha Sachiv Dr. Ajay Kumar. Thereafter, ladies and gentlemen, the 73rd Republic Day function will commence with Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi paying homage to our martyrs on behalf of a grateful nation in a solemn function at the National War Memorial, the Rashtriya Samar Smarak. The Inter-Services Guards will be formed by 7 soldiers from each service, the Indian Army, the Indian Navy and the Indian Air Force. This year, The Guards are being commanded by an officer of the Indian Navy, Lieutenant Commander Amit Kumar Rathi. When the Honorable Prime Minister lays the wreath, the Inter-Services Guards will present Salami Shastra, followed by Shok Shastra. Simultaneously, the buglers will sound the last post. The sound of the buglers playing the last post has become one of the most distinctive sounds in the world. Eerie and evocative, it exists beyond barriers and boundaries of region, religion, race and class, charged with the memory of generations of the fallen. Thereafter, dear listeners, 2 minutes of silence will be observed, after which the buglers will sound the rouse and the guards will present Salami Shastra again. The rouse, or the first call of the day, signifies the soldier's rebirth into eternal life. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi will then move to the digital visitors book within the National War Memorial Complex to endorse his remarks on this solemn occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, I can inform you that since independence, more than 26,000 soldiers of the Indian Armed Forces have made the supreme sacrifice to defend the sovereignty and integrity of the Republic of India. The National War Memorial thus represents the gratitude of a nation to its armed forces. The memorial helps strengthen the sense of belonging, high moral values, sacrifice and national pride in our citizens. The National War Memorial stands testimony to the sacrifices made by our soldiers during various conflicts, United Nations operations, humanitarian assistance and disaster response operations since independence. The National War Memorial is a sacred place. Its importance cannot be overstated, with every brick and texture of this complex being of sacrosanct relevance for every patriotic Indian. Who can forget the heroic acts of Major Somnath Sharma, whose actions to repel illegal invaders from across our western borders saw him conferred with India's first Veerta Chakra, India's highest military decoration, posthumously. The nation still remembers with reverence and gratitude the heroic deeds of Major Shaitan Singh in Rezangla in 1962, when despite being outnumbered, he led his troops with unparalleled distinction and showed conspicuous bravery in the face of the enemy, keeping in line with the highest traditions of the Indian Armed Forces, making the supreme sacrifice for the nation. Our heads bow in reverence when we recall the heroic actions of Company Quartermaster Havildar Abdul Hamid, a brave heart who in the War of 1965 destroyed multiple enemy pattern tanks in the Heimkund sector as if he were to be swatting flies. On this day, we also recall the actions of Captain Vikram Batra, who achieved the impossible in a daring attack against the aggressors in 1999. In fierce hand-to-hand combat, he eliminated 5 enemy soldiers, thereby getting awarded the Veerta Chakra posthumously. The National War Memorial houses the busts of 21 of India's finest bravehearts, recipients of the Veerta Chakra. And I can see that Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has arrived at the National War Memorial Complex. He is wearing a off-white kurta, accompanied by Raksha Mantri Defence Minister Shri Rajnath Singh, the Tri-Services Chiefs General Manoj Mukund Narvane, Admiral R. Harikumar, all accompanying the Prime Minister. I can also spot Air Marshal Vivek Ram Chaudhary, who is just behind the Prime Minister, as Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has arrived at the National War Memorial and now making his way, surely but slowly, to the National War Memorial, where he'll lay a wreath on behalf of a grateful nation as a tribute to the immortal soldier. When we talk of Atmanirbhar Bharat, and Atmanirbhar Bharat can only be built on foundations of regional and global security, and our brave hearts are a true testimony to efforts in that direction. Honorable Prime Minister now being escorted in full ceremonial gait and honor to lay a wreath on behalf of a grateful nation at the National War Memorial in this exclusive radio broadcast coming to you live on All India Radio. Honorable Prime Minister laying the wreath right now, being accompanied by the Tri-Services Chiefs and dignitaries from the Government of India. The buglers sounding the rouse, the guard commander ordering Salami Shastra, marking the completion of the 2-minute silence. When words stand still and hearts beat strong, a silent flame lifts into song. A billion prayers in reverence call, the silence quietly saying it all. Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi now moving to endorse his remarks in the digital visitors book at the National War Memorial. For penning his thoughts, his gratitude to the countless soldiers who have made the supreme sacrifice for the country and continue to live in our hearts. Ladies and gentlemen, time leaves us with many things. Stories, memories and heroes. It is indeed a poignant moment for the Prime Minister as the head of the political executive of the largest global democracy to lead the nation in paying homage to our heroes who laid down their lives so that our India may prosper and be home to generations of enlightened world citizens. I join you, my dear listener, in expressing my gratitude and admiration for our women and men in uniform. Our brave hearts keep watch even now, at this very moment, over snow-laden mountains, sandy dunes and our extensive coastlines, standing tall and strong for the nation. It is most pertinent to mention, dear listeners, that the nation has different ways of respecting and recognizing sacrifice. To pay homage to our fallen brave hearts just prior to celebrating our republic is a heartfelt way of expressing reverence and gratitude to those souls who sacrificed their all to safeguard the sovereignty of Ma Bharati. Honorable Prime Minister now moving to endorse the digital visitors book, after which the solemn ceremony at the National War Memorial will draw to a close. Thereafter, Honorable Prime Minister will depart for the saluting base on the hallowed boulevard, that is Rajpath, where he will receive the Supreme Commander of the Indian Armed Forces, Honorable President of India, Shri Ramnath Kovind. Thereafter, ladies and gentlemen, the most spectacular pageant of the Republic will unfold before us on the majestic, hallowed boulevard, that is Rajpath. Soon will come the horses clip-clopping, the young women and men in uniform energetically stamping their feet on the asphalt and swinging their arms in unison to the rhythmic beating of the drums. Military bands playing rousing nationalistic tunes, rolling tanks, thundering aircrafts, ornate tableau showcasing our unity in diversity and so much more. Oh, and did I mention our pride and our adversaries' envy? The Rafale will be making an appearance later this morning. Stay tuned to All India Radio as my colleagues Anuja, Sanjeev and Vinita bring to you continuous coverage of our democratic ideals and aspirations on our 73rd Republic Day in this special broadcast coming to you live from the National War Memorial and Rajpath. With that, this is Bhuvan Apurvajha signing off from the National War Memorial and taking you back to the main saluting base at Rajpath. Over to you, Anuja.
Thank you very much indeed, Apur, for that account of the touching moment of paying homage to the martyrs. As a part of a ceremony on the 21st of January this year, the Amar Jawan Jyoti flame at India Gate was merged with the eternal flame at the National War Memorial in New Delhi, where the names of thousands of fallen soldiers who laid their lives in wars and counter-insurgency operations since independence are etched on the walls. All our brave heroes are honored here. Heroes take on many forms, but anyone who served their country with such pride and distinction is without a doubt a hero. May they never be forgotten. The nation will remain the land of the free only so long as it is the home of the brave. We don't know them all, but we owe them all. Our nation owes a debt to its fallen heroes that we can never fully repay. As the Prime Minister leaves the National War Memorial after the wreath-laying ceremony, we are all waiting here for him to arrive and then he will be receiving the President, who will soon be here to unfurl the national flag and later take the salute of the marching contingents. And of course, we have all our eyes on the Rajpath as the enigma is going to unfold, and we keep sharing with you the details of what's happening here. Meanwhile, all the seats in front of our booths, all the enclosures are filled with the dignitaries and ministers coming in. There are many ministers who have already taken their seat, and many leaders of the opposition parties also who have taken their seat here. And people are eagerly waiting, all their eyes on the Rajpath for the Prime Minister to arrive very soon here. And Sanjeev?
Well, Anuja, I can see right out of my commentary booth the dignitaries in their seats, and I can spot our Union Home Minister Amit Shah there, then Smriti Irani, the Women and Child Development Minister, then our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, Hardeep Singh Puri, Union Minister for Urban Affairs, JP Nadda, the BJP President, Manish Sisodia, the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, and now I can see the dignitaries coming from the National War Memorial also, and I can see the Naval Chief, I beg your pardon, the Air Force Chief, Air Chief Marshal Vivek Ram Chaudhary getting down from his car and entering the saluting base, and followed by his Chief of the Army Staff, General Manoj Mukund Narwane. He's greeted and escorted to the seating area, and followed is the other officers of the army who are there, and they are welcoming the three defense
Sanjeev.
chiefs. Yes.
Yeah, such is the fervor of the occasion that it is celebrated as a festival across the nation. It draws the mighty Indians and the global friendly countrymen to its arena every year in union, despite the oddities. And of course, we can now see another vehicle which has just come in, and I can see the chief of the naval staff coming out of it and being escorted in front of the saluting base.
And we also have the Minister of State for Defense, Ajay Bhatt, getting down, and now he is standing and waiting for the Honorable Prime Minister to come any moment, and they will receive him and take him to the saluting dais.
I just noticed, Sanjeev, that they are accompanied by their wives also, all dressed in their formal wear, and they're giving company to their spouses.
Well, definitely the better halves have to be along with them, because that is the inspiration of a leader. Every successful man has a woman, and now we have the Honorable Defence Minister Shri Rajnath Singh walking very gracefully in his white kurta pajama and black jacket, and he's greeted by the three defence chiefs and the Minister of State. He is also standing and waiting for the Honorable Prime Minister to come any moment. What a pleasant sight, you know.
Yes, despite the oddities of weather and pandemic, indeed a pleasure to see the flagrant energy, gusto, zeal and passion in all of us here who have braved the chill, travelled long distances. And here we can see the Prime Minister's motorcade coming in, and a few of the beaming black SUVs going ahead. Those must be the security guards of the Prime Minister, and the motorcade slowing down here at Rajpath, and a few more coming in as we can just see the Prime Minister's motorcade, a few of the SUVs stopping just in front of the entrance of the saluting base.
These SUVs, the black shining SUVs, are slowly, gliding past the saluting base, and every eye is fixed on this cavalcade because it carries the man of the masses, the leader of the masses, our Honorable Prime Minister. And before that, we have more leaders who are there, and they are there to welcome the Honorable Prime Minister.
And I can see the spectators also equally excited and keen. But I love the composure with which they are conducting themselves. After all, it's such a formal occasion and an event to celebrate.
Well, that's the Prime Minister there, and he is now moving amongst his colleagues with folded hands and broad smiles on his face, and he is moving across the seating area where all his cabinet colleagues, the judiciary, the other dignitaries are sitting, and greeting them and exchanging pleasantries with them. And there is a saffron scarf round his neck with white kurta pajama and a creamish kurta and white pajama and black jacket and a dark cap. Oh, what a graceful walk. And all his commandos are around him with folded hands and a pride of a leader of the nation. He's walking through. Anuja.
Yes, with folded hands, he's greeting all the dignitaries and the guests here. And as always, we have seen the Prime Minister, he has always been very much ahead of meeting all his guests personally. With his folded hands, he is going back again slowly towards the saluting days, where he will be standing there to receive the President, the Supreme Commander of the Defence Forces, before the pageant, the marching contingent starts gliding past the Rajpath.
Anuja, this is so unexpected because the dignitaries out here were really not expecting him to come this way, because generally he goes towards the days and only after the end of the show that he comes and he interacts with the people. But now he had a bit of time and he utilized it to the fullest, just the way our Honorable Prime Minister has always done his work much before time. And his outward appearance is amazing. He's dressed so well. So crisp and so nice, and his headgear, the cap that he's wearing is very different. It's a little maroonish.
And there we can listen to the rhythm and tune of the famous Asiad 82 welcome song, written by Pandit Narendra Sharma and composed by Pandit Ravi Shankar. Swagatam, Shubh Swagatam. Oh, what a melodious song it is. And from the left we can see another motorcade coming in, and then we'll be able to see who is coming out from this vehicle.
And we have the Honorable Prime Minister, the Defence Minister, the three Defence Chiefs, the Secretary Defence, all waiting at the base of the saluting dais to welcome the Honorable President. And now it is the First Lady, Mrs. Savita Kovind. Her gleaming and shining car stands right in front of the saluting dais, and the Honorable Prime Minister is there to welcome the graceful lady. The door opens and the Prime Minister moves forward, and Madam Savita Kovind walks out of the car with folded hands, receives the greetings from the Honorable Prime Minister, the three service chiefs, the Defence Minister, the Minister of State, the Secretary Defence, all standing in a queue, and now she with folded hands receives the greetings and walks past to the saluting dais where she will take her seat. Anuja.
Yes, she's looking smartly dressed in an orange sari. And again, from towards the left, we can see another motorcade coming. And of course, now we see the President of India arriving, escorted by the President's bodyguards on their magnificent bay and dark bay colored mounts. The President's bodyguard, raised in 1773, is the senior most regiment of the Indian Army. The commandant of the President's bodyguard, Colonel Anup Tiwari, is riding to the right of the President's car, leading this elite body of horsemen mounted on his charger, Virat. Virat has been awarded with COAS commendation on the occasion of Army Day 2022 and is the first charger horse of the President's bodyguard to receive the commendation card. Virat is a veteran of over 13 Republic Day parades, and here the motor, the main car of the President, stops here in front of the saluting base. The security personnel opening the car of the President, As I said, the President's bodyguard is unique and distinct amongst all regiments, not only in India, but also in the whole world, as it performs a multitude of roles. There comes out the President of India, the Supreme Commander of our Defence Forces, Shri Ram Nath Kovind.
All the dignitaries have stood in their place, and Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, with folded hands, welcomes the Honorable President, and the President gracefully walks towards the saluting dais, and he is received by the Defence Minister Shri Rajnath Singh, followed by Minister of State for Defence, the Defence Secretary, the Army Chief General Manoj Mukund Narvane, the Naval Chief Admiral R. Hari Kumar, and Air Force Chief of Staff Air Chief Marshal Vivek Ram Chaudhary. They welcome him, and the President gracefully, along with the Prime Minister, walks towards the saluting dais, slowly climbing the stairs and reaching the area where they will be seated and taking the salute this morning. In front of the there is the President's Guard standing gracefully right across the Rajpath in front of the Sarnath emblem. It is a sight to behold, and amongst the flowers all around and in all his grace and dignity, he, along with the Prime Minister, walks towards his seating area, and slowly and gradually, with all the grandeur of the Chief of our Defence Forces, he walks towards the podium, and there the Defence Minister is there, and Madam Savita Kovind, the First Lady of our country, is also present, and both the leaders walking towards their seats, and the President's seat is covered with a chhatra showing that he is the head of the state. His ADCs stand at his back, and now will be the time when the national flag will be unfurled and the 21-gun salute will be there. This is a great moment, and we are witnessing that moment in a while. The national flag will be unfurled with the 21-gun salute.
Salami Degab! Rashtriya Salute! Madhya Dak!
The nation will now confer awards to the soldiers for gallantry, the Assam Chapter. The Assam Chapter is an award for the most conspicuous...
Now will be the ceremony of the Ashok Chakra Award, which will be received by Reena Rani, the wife of Shri Babu Ram, Assistant Sub-Inspector, Jammu and Kashmir Police. His wife, Reena Rani, slowly walking towards the seat where the Honorable President and the Prime Minister are seated. She is being escorted by lady officers, and she, in her white shawl and a suit with eyes down, and she is accompanied by her son, and they stand in front
19 अगस्त 2020 को 3 आतंकवादियों ने श्रीनगर में पुलिस और केंद्रीय रिजर्व पुलिस बल के संयुक्त नाका दल पर गोलीबारी करके एक निकट के आवासीय घर में शरण ले ली। संयुक्त दल ने उस मकान की तत्काल घेराबंदी कर एक ऑपरेशनल योजना बनाई, जिसमें श्री बाबूराम एएसआई को आंतरिक घेराबंदी का कार्य सौंपा गया। श्री बाबूराम एएसआई ने उस मकान से निवासियों को रणनीतिक और सफलतापूर्वक बाहर निकाल दिया। समर्पण करने से इनकार करते हुए आतंकवादियों ने छिपकर दल पर गोलीबारी प्रारंभ कर दी। अपनी जान की तनिक भी परवाह किए बगैर जब एएसआई बाबूराम ने अपने साथी कांस्टेबल के साथ उस मकान के अंदर प्रवेश किया तो आतंकवादियों ने उन पर गोलियों की बौछार कर दी। एएसआई बाबूराम ने अद्भुत सूझबूझ का परिचय देते हुए न सिर्फ अपने साथी की सुरक्षा की, बल्कि गोलीबारी का वीरतापूर्वक सटीक जवाब भी दिया और शहीद होने से पहले उन तीनों आतंकवादियों को मार गिराया। इस प्रकार एएसआई बाबूराम ने कट्टर आतंकवादियों का मुकाबला करने और उनको मार गिराने में पराक्रम और अनुकरणीय अदम्य साहस का परिचय दिया और राष्ट्र के लिए सर्वोच्च बलिदान दिया। स्वर्गीय एएसआई बाबूराम की पत्नी श्रीमती रीना रानी तथा उनके साथ हैं उनके पुत्र श्री माणिक शर्मा।
Both of them received the award from the Honorable President, and Honorable President is now exchanging a few words.
Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there, I do not sleep. I am in the birds that sing, I am in each and lovely faith. Do not stand and cry, I am not there, I do not die.
Now,
How
after
can
receiving
man die better than facing fearful odds for the ashes of his fathers and the temples of his gods? At rest to live in the hearts of those we love is not to die. He lives, he wakes, his death is dead, not he. Grateful nation conferred awards to its soldiers for gallantry in service of the nation. We salute them. These were the heroes who made us proud with their courage and devotion to duty. We salute the brave Sians. They hold a pride of place in our hearts. We bow our heads in gratitude.
That was India's highest peacetime.
Look towards Rashtrapati Bhavan. You can see the first formation flying in, consisting of 4 Mi-17 B-5 helicopters of 115 helicopter units. The helicopters are flying in a wine-glass formation, carrying the national
Listeners,
flag and
just see towards the Rashtrapati Bhavan, one can see the first formation flying in, comprising of 4 Mi-17 V-5 helicopters. And it's such a beautiful sight. The helicopters are flying in a wine glass formation.
Vinita, I can also see heralding this year's parade, the parade commander, Lieutenant General Vijay Kumar Mishra.
Leading the flypast, trooping the national flag, is the commanding officer of 155 HU, Wing Commander Nikhil Mehrotra. The army flag is with the Wing Commander Mayank Paliwal, and the naval flag is Wing Commander Dabral.
the Jammu and Kashmir Rifles in December 1985.
And with
The
that,
general officer has rich operational
the
experience
helicopters
spanning over
fly
3
past
decades.
and
He's on the line
the
of
march
control in
past.
Jammu and Kashmir, where he was wounded
And
in
here
operations
comes
of
heralding this
counter-terrorism
year's parade,
operations while serving
the parade commander Lieutenant General Vijay Kumar Mishra. Ati Vishish Seva Medal, a second generation army officer, an alumnus of Indian Military Academy. His last assignment was as the additional director general of procurement in army headquarters.
Following the parade commander is the parade second in command, Major General Alok Kakkar. Major General Alok Kakkar is an alumnus of National Defence Academy, Khadakwasla, and the Indian Military Academy, Dehradun. The officer commanded the brigade in the Western Theatre and has a rich experience of serving in Kargil, Jammu and Kashmir, and the Northeast. He's just going down the Rajpath, crossing the saluting dais in a while to take the salute of the President of India. For his distinguished service, the officer has been awarded the Chief of Integrated Defence Staff and General Officer Commanding-in-Chief Army Training Command commendation cards. And there he is in front of the saluting dais, saluting the President and the Prime Minister at the VIP dais. and slowly gliding past the saluting base towards the India Gate.
And followed are the proud winners of the highest gallantry awards, the parade commander. They include the winners of Paramveer Chakra and Ashok Chakra, Subedar Major Yogendra Singh Yadav, and Paramveer Chakra of that is Yogendra Singh Yadav, Paramveer Chakra of the 18 Grenadiers, and Subedar Sanjay Kumar, Paramveer Chakra. Both are on their jeeps, and now they are about to reach the saluting dais. They will salute the Honorable President. And here they salute the Honorable President, and they slowly glide past.
And now the first contingent in the uniform of the 61 Cavalry led by Major Mrityunjay Singh Chauhan. Cavalry is the only serving active horse cavalry regiment in the world with the amalgamation of all the state horse units. It has the unique distinction of leading the last recorded cavalry. Gradually they are crossing the area. The motto, Ashwa Shakti Yashobal, meaning horsepower is forever supreme.
They are just going past the saluting base with flags in their hand. And as they pass by, what we can see on the left of our booths is the next detachment of Centurion tank of the Pune Horse, led by Captain Rahul Sharma. The Centurion was the mainstay of the Indian Army in the 1971 Indo-Pak War. At the Battle of Basantar, an armoured division and brigade of the Pakistan 1 Corps confronted 2 brigades of the Indian 1 Corps equipped with the Centurion tanks. Casualties were heavy on the Pakistan side, with 46 tanks destroyed. Second Lieutenant Arun Khetarpal, PVC of Pune Horse, is forever remembered for his valiant stand in his Centurion, named the Famagusta, against the 13 Lancers of Pakistan Army that changed the course of the battle in our favor. The mechanized column tank Centurion is just gliding past us in front of our eyes on Rajpath right now. And the motto of this tank Centurion is Ranveer Jai Sada.
Anuja, following them is the first mechanized column coming up on this majestic boulevard of Rajpath in the detachment tank PT-76, led by Captain Anshuman Tiwari of 69 Armoured Regiment. The PT-76 saw action in the Indo-Pakistan War in 1965 and 71. Battle of Bogra fought with PT-76 in 1971 by 69 Armoured Regiment in the Eastern Theatre of 1971 war. During the battle, many Pakistani M24 Chaffee tanks were destroyed and few captured. Here he salutes the Honorable President. Their motto is Ekta Mein Veerta.
Friends, the next is detachment of MBT Arjun Mech 1 of 75 Armoured Regiment, led by Lieutenant Gulale Swapnil Kumar. What a beautiful sight. Rajpath is looking absolutely regal. Integrated fire detection and suppression system and missile protection system are included in the array of systems fitted in this tank. All-around anti-tank warhead protection by the newly developed Kanchan armor is claimed. And their motto is Sasham Vijayate.
And towards the left, when we see, it is the next detachment of APC Topaz, led by Major Ravi Kumar of the Mechanical Infantry Regiment Center. This is a series of amphibious tracked armored personnel carriers developed jointly by Polish People's Republic and Czechoslovakia. The lightweight APC played a pivotal role in 1971 war in the Western Theatre. The obstacle crossing capability, along with its amphibious capability, helped the Indian troops to carry out swift maneuvers across the theatre of the operations. The motto of this is Veerta or Vishwas. They are saluting the President just in front of the saluting base and moving ahead.
The next detachment of BMP-1 of Mechanized Infantry Regiment Centre, led by Naib Subedar Shyam Sundar of Mechanized Infantry Regiment Centre, post-1965 Indo-Pak War, when a need was felt to enhance the mobility of our infantry to keep pace with tanks, several infantry battalions were equipped with armoured personnel carriers. Here he salutes the Honourable President.
And now we can see the next detachment of BMP 2nd of 2 guards led by Lieutenant Rashikesh Sarda. Their motto being Pehla Hamesha Pehla. Crossing by, they salute the President and go ahead.
The next is detachment of 75 by 24 pack Howitzer Mech 1 of Artillery Central Nasik, led by Major P. Shankar Dutt. 75 by 24 pack Howitzer Mech 1 is the first indigenously developed gun of India. Late Brigadier Gurdyal Singh from the Regiment of Artillery was instrumental in designing and developing this mountain gun in 1960s. This gun was phased out in 1980s when it was replaced by another indigenously developed 105mm Indian field gun. And the motto is Sarvatra Izzat O Iqbal. They are just going by the saluting base and saluting the President, turning their eyes right and moving ahead towards the India Gate.
Well, now the next detachment is 75 by 24 pack Howitzer MK1 of Artillery Centre, Nasik, led by Major P. Shankar Dutt. Here he salutes the Honourable President. Their motto is Sarvatra Izzat O Iqbal. And he moves forward in front of the saluting base and slowly he glides past.
The next is detachment of 155mm Dhanush gun. The Dhanush gun system is a modern state-of-art equipment made by Ordnance Factory Board, which includes imperial navigation system. Their motto being professionalism, perfection and pride.
And the next is detachment of PMS Bridge of 16 Engineer Bharat Rakshak Regiment, led by Lieutenant Siddharth Sinha. This high-mobility Tatra vehicle-based assault bridge was inducted in the Corps of Engineer in 1917s from Czechoslovakia. And the bridge has now been indigenized by Bharat Earth Movers. One bridge engineer regiment can lay up to 300 meters of floating assault bridge for crossing of tanks over water obstacles with lightning speed. And their motto is Padineri Podu Palam.
The next detachment of Sarvatra Bridge of the 38 Assault Engineer Regiment, led by Lieutenant Dipanshu Lalar. He reaches the saluting base and now he will salute the Honourable President. Here he salutes and the Honourable President responds back. The motto is Sada Aage, Sabse Aage.
And listeners, the next is detachment of HT-16 of 14 Battalion led by Captain Ganesh Nanavare. Vintage electronic warfare system is popularly known as HT-16. The system has been backbone of electronic warfare operations for last 3 decades. And their motto is Kartavya Sarvopari. About to reach the saluting days, gradually going ahead, being followed by Tarang Shakti.
Yes, the next detachment is of Tarang Shakti of 10 engineers Battalion led by Major Vivek Shrawat. This Made in India system has been developed indigenously by Bharat Electronics Limited, and it's a compact and extremely agile electronic warfare platform. The systems act as a potent weapon system by jamming the adversary's communications, thereby breaking his cohesions and making him incapable of fighting a coordinated battle. And the motto is Tivra Chaukas.
And the next detachment of Tiger Cat missile of Army Air Defence College led by Captain Ranjit Singh of 512 Light AD Missile Regiment. He is about to reach the saluting days, and there he will gracefully salute the Honorable President. And here he salutes, and the President responds back. What a sight, the missiles as if they are about to fire towards the sky.
And now, Sanjeev, I see the most fascinating side. It's Akash, the next detachment. And this is the weapon system of 128 AD Missile Regiment, which is led by Captain Abhay Singh. Akash weapon system is the first indigenously developed air defense system capable of firing short-range surface to air missiles against enemy aerial platforms. The system is capable of firing surface-to-air missiles up to a range of 25 kilometers. Their motto is Akashe Shatru Jai.
Now, side by side, we see the fly past of the advanced light helicopters. They have moved ahead from the saluting base and towards the India Gate. The Rudra formation was led by Colonel Sudipto Chakki of 301 Army Aviation Special Operations Squadron with the national flag, followed by Lieutenant Colonel Anil Mehta, Sena Medal, and Lieutenant Colonel Vivek SV in 2 Rudras, and Lieutenant Colonel Vijay Gowat in Dhruv helicopter.
And there towards the left, the first contingent coming towards the saluting days is of the Rajput Regiment, commanded by Lieutenant Varun Pratap Singh of 17th Rajput Regiment. The contingent is attired in the Indian Army uniform of 1950s and carrying weapon .303, which has seen the Indo-Pak War of 1947-48. Victory or death in battle has been the religion of the Rajputs from time immemorial. It is his character that he knows no fear. The Rajput regiment is a rich mix of Rajputs, Gujars, Brahmins, Bengalis, Muslims, Jats and Ahirs. One of the oldest in the Indian Army, it has the unique distinction of providing the first Commander-in-Chief of independent India. The motto of this regiment is Sarvatra Vijay, and the war cry, Bol Bajrang Bali ki Jai, Hanuman ki Hoon Pyare.
Following is the combined band of the Madras Regimental Centre, Maratha Light Regimental Centre and Kumaon Regimental Centre.
And now the Assam Regiment. This contingent, comprising exclusively of troops from all the 7 northeastern states, is being commanded by Captain Gaurav Rana of 14th Battalion, the Assam Regiment. Listeners, the Assam Regiment has also been a 3-time proud winner of the Republic Day Parade. Their motto, Rhino Charge, and the war cry, Assam Vikram.
And approaching the dais now is the proud contingent of Jammu and Kashmir Light Infantry, led by Major Ritesh Tiwari of the 5th Battalion of the Jammu and Kashmir Light Infantry. The contingent is attired in the Indian Army uniform of 1970s and carrying weapon 7.62mm SLR. With their bright red headgear, they are looking absolutely smart, swelling the chest of every Indian with pride and glory. What a majestic sight to witness.
And they are followed by the band, which is slowly approaching towards the dais, and it will play in its full form the black uniforms and the red stripes. Proud contingent of Sikh Light Infantry led by Captain Utsav Kumar of 15th Sikh Light Infantry. He salutes the President. Their motto is Deg Teg Fateh, meaning prosperity in peace and victory in war. Their war cry is Jo Bole So Nihal, Sat Sri Akal.
And now, listeners, the combined band of JN Kashmir Light Regimental Center, AMC Center and 14 Gurkha Training Center comprises of 68 musicians. The band is being led by Subedar Major MS Reddy. The band is playing the tune Assamese Warrior.
Yes, Vinita, what a breathtaking sight it is. The arms going above the head in unison, perfectly synchronized, marching towards the dais and giving way to yet another exciting beat of a band.
Well, the band is playing the tune Assamese Warrior. And it is slowly approaching the saluting dais.
And towards the left, when I can see the Army Ordnance Corps contingent led by young women officer, Lieutenant Manisha Bohra. The contingent is attired in the present Indian Army uniform and carrying weapons 5.56mm INSAS rifles. The formal recognition of the Army Ordnance Corps was with the establishment of the Board of Ordnance on 8th of April 1775, which for the first time created an organization that could effectively control all the stores of the company and later on of the Army. 8th April is therefore celebrated as Raising Day of the Army Ordnance Corps. The Army Ordnance Corps personnel have received the Gallantry Awards both pre and post-independence.
And coming in front is the Maroon Parade. They are the paratroopers of the Indian Army led by Major Vishesh of 23 Battalion of the Parachute Regiment. Just see the beat, the way they are doing the parade, it's so beautiful and so much in sync. The motto is Shatrujit.
Well, now I see the Navy band, the Naval Brass Band. Ladies and gentlemen, approaching the dais now is the world-renowned brass band, the Indian Navy, led by Vincent Johnson.
Then after this Naval Brass Band, they are going just in front of the saluting dais. All their trumpets gleaming, shining in the sun rays. And friends, here comes the naval contingent of 96 young sailors, proudly led by Lieutenant Commander Arunachal Sharma as contingent commander and Lieutenant Shubham Sharma. It's a perfectly visual symphony passing the saluting days.
The Indian Navy Tableau is the next. The Tableau is designed with an aim to showcase the multi-dimensional capabilities of Indian Navy as well as highlight key inductions under Atmanirbhar Bharat. Also finds a special mention in the Tableau. The Tableau commanders are Lieutenant Preeti and Lieutenant Mayank Bhagor.
It looks wonderful against the emblem. And now, friends, the Indian Air Force Band. Gradually coming this side, Warrant Officer Ashok Kumar is leading the Air Force Band, which is playing the tune Sound Barrier Quick March. The band comprises of 3 drum majors and 72 musicians. They'll be followed by Indian Air Force marching contingent with a proper distance, the gap. The Air Force marching contingent comprising of 96 airmen and 4 officers led by squadron leader Prashant Swaminathan will march past now, crossing by completely in sync and unison. The 3 super officers marching behind the contingent commanders are Flight Lieutenant Sujoy Yadav, Flight Lieutenant Preetam Sangwan and Flight Lieutenant Infantry KV.
And after this, Indian Air Force Band and the Indian Air Force marching contingent passing by, I can see the IAF tableau displaying the theme Indian Air Force transforming for the future. It showcases scaled-down models of MiG-21, NAT, light combat helicopter, Aslesha radar and Rafale aircraft. MiG-21 strike worked as the final trigger to capitulate the adversary and bringing about a decisive victory in the 1971 war. Rafale, with its advanced technology equipped with wide range of weapons, is a game changer to attain air supremacy. And there they go by the saluting days.
The next is the Defence Research and Development Organization, is the premier carrier of research and development organization carrying out research and development in advanced defense technologies for equipping our armed forces with state-of-art defense system. Coming in front is, at the Rajpath, is the most advanced defense technology display from DRDO, the indigenous 4th generation fighter aircraft LCA Tejas, led by squadron leader Nimesh Koradia of 45 Squadron Flying Daggers.
And now, friends, the next tableau coming in front is showing the air independent propulsion led by Lieutenant Commander Tavishi Singh of Indian Navy. The naval submarines, when submerged, the AIP system is powered by indigenously developed fuel cells with a novel onboard hydrogen generator. India is one of the very few countries in the world who has developed this advanced technology. Crossing right in front of us, the AIP technology has been matured through collective stakeholding of DRDO.
And here we can see the paramilitary and other auxiliary civil forces coming towards us. The marching contingent is led by Deputy Commandant H.T. Manjunath, followed by 3 lady officers of the Guard, Assistant Commandant Nishi Sharma, Assistant Commandant Chandni Chatterjee and Assistant Commandant Apurva Hure. Indian Coast Guard with a fleet of 158 ships and 70 aircraft and the brave Tatra Shaks, counter all threats emanating from the sea, at sea and to the sea. It has saved above 10,000 lives at sea since its raising in 1977. Dressed to fight, they have always delivered, thus upholding the honor and integrity of the country. A salute to all these brave warriors.
Now we have the Central Reserve Police Force Band. Inspector Shamsher Lal is leading the Central Reserve Police Force Brass Band, consisting of 99 personnel, that is playing the tune Desh Ke Hum Hai Rakshak. And here they come in front of the saluting base.
Sanjeev, they are looking absolutely colourful and majestic with their colourful headgears in red and golden.
Followed is the Central Reserve Police Force marching contingent. The marching contingent past the saluting base is the Central Reserve Police Force of the 99 personnel. Assistant Commandant Ajay Malik is leading the contingent.
And now, friends, the Delhi Police Band, the much-awaited band. That's the Master Inspector Rajendra Singh leads the Delhi Police Band, comprising of 4 sub-inspectors, 15 assistant sub-inspectors, 20 head constables and 46 constables. They are being followed by Delhi Police marching contingent. The marching contingent, they are the 15-time winner of Best Marching Contingent of Republic Day Parade. This is being led by Assistant Commissioner of Police, Vivek Bhagat IPS. Crossing right in front of us. And now towards the dais.
And there comes the
motto,
elegantly dressed band of CISF. Playing the tune.
Motto.
Well, the CISF band is coming and they are playing the tune Amar Senani. Sub-Inspector Karan Singh Raj Purohit is leading the band. Here he salutes the Honorable President. The CISF contingent is commanded by Monish Bagre, the Assistant Commandant, and who is leading the contingent. Yellow and golden pagri with turra and yellow and golden kamarbands. And there they salute the Honorable President in all their grace.
And there comes the Sahastra Seema Bal band contingent being led by Inspector Ganesh Dutt Pandey with 72 musicians. The band is playing the tune Josh Bhara Hai Seene Mein Hai Hatheliyon Mein Jaan. The Sahastra Seema Bal was established in the year 1963 as Special Service Bureau due to the situation which arose after 1962 Indo-China War. And behind it comes the Deputy Commandant Nirupesh Kumar, who is leading the Sahastra Seema Bal contingent with 2 women assistant commandants and 96 other personnel. This force, in addition to guarding 2,450 kilometers long Indo-Nepal and Indo-Bhutan borders, is also playing important role in Naxal-affected states of Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and Bihar and militancy-affected Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The motto is Service, Security and Brotherhood. There they go by the saluting days.
Here comes the only band of its kind in the world, the Camel Mounted Band of the BSF. The band consists of 35 band players and is led by Bandmaster Sub-Inspector Bodhraj. Bandsmen are playing the melodious tune of Hum Hain Seema Suraksha Bal Bahadro Ka Dal. The regal camels of the BSF under the command of Deputy Commandant Manohar Singh Khichi, followed by Inspector Achal Singh. Here they salute the Honorable President.
Rajpath is looking so colorful, so beautiful. Sanjeev, just notice the colors, the vibrant colors, which represents the Rangilo Rajasthan.
Oh, exactly wonderful. The ships of the desert are marching so gracefully. It's a wonderful sight. The camels right in front, followed by the camel band, the only band in the world. And they are playing the tune Hum Hai Seema Suraksha Bal Bahadro Ka Dal. And now they salute the Honorable President. What a majestic sight. The camels are as if walking in tune on the band.
Yeah, a visual treat. After this wonderful and beautiful visual sight, now we have the NCC boys. I can see they are approaching. Ncc Boys Marching contingent, and they comprise of 100 young and smart senior division cadets led by Senior Under Officer Rupendra Kumar Chavan of NCC Directorate Punjab. The cadets have been drawn from all the 17 directorates of NCC, and as they are coming this side, like they are crossing by, completely in sync, well rehearsed, well practiced, and since they wait for this wonderful day to showcase their parade, one can see the kind of excitement and the kind of grip they have over their work. And with commitment to character and community development, leadership and of adventure, the NCC has nearly 40 lakh cadets on its rolls. It's one of the largest youth uniformed organization in the world, listeners, and the cadets have excelled in whatever work they have done.
Yes, Vinita, NCC cadets inspire the young generation to follow the footsteps of their ancestors and be ready to serve the nation, to defeat any inimical threats and challenges posed in the future. And there comes the combined military band consisting of 48 musicians from the Corps of Military Police Regiment Center, Kumaon Regimental Center, Bihar Regimental Center, and AMC is led by Subedar Major Mahapatro and assisted by Subedar Major Jagannath of CMP and Subedar Arun Kumar of Bihar Regimental Center. The band is playing the tune Kadam Kadam Badhai Ja. And just behind them is the NCC Girls Marching Contingent. Senior Under Officer Pramila of NCC Directorate Karnataka is proudly leading the NCC contingent consisting of 100 senior wing cadets drawn from all 17 directorates of the NCC. The girl cadets have excelled in various adventure activities like mountaineering, rafting and paragliding. There they go by the saluting base.
Anuja, coming up next is the contingent of the National Service Scheme known as the NSS. The contingent comprising of 100 volunteers. The National Service Scheme has 3.91 million volunteers all over the country and is marching under the command of Bariya Siddhi Ramesh from DU Union Territory, Ahmedabad Directorate. And they smartly salute the President. Their motto is, "Not me, but you. We are at your service."
And we do need to mention that all these contingents have their mask on, following the COVID protocol. And now the masked pipes and drums band, and we can see they are coming in front of us. The 105 musicians of the band, drawn from 8 regimental centers, are led by Subedar Major Umesh Apale, by Subedar Major Shiv Dadar of Rajpath Regimental Center, Naib Subedar Gurmeet Singh of Sikh Regimental Center, and Naib Subedar Ram Singh, Subedar Abhilash Singh, Naib Subedar Rajesh Kumar, Havaldar Rajdev, Subedar P.S. Chaurasia. And they are playing the tune Hirana Hirana. And I can't stop myself because the tableau, the beautiful tableau of Meghalaya is coming this way. Meghalaya's 50 years of statehood, and this is what they are representing to the women-led cooperative societies and self-help groups. This is what the tableau shows. It's absolutely a visual delight, very, very beautiful. And while India celebrates 75 years, they celebrate 50 years of statehood. And we can see the front part of the tableau depicts a woman weaving a bamboo basket and the several bamboo and cane products of Meghalaya. The rear portion of the tableau depicts the traditional farming and processing of Lakadong turmeric. And this turmeric is renowned for its high curcumin content, attained its global fame due to the efforts of women-led lots of cooperative societies that they have. The rear portion also shows the commemorative logo of Meghalaya's 50 years of statehood.
And as this tableau passes by, we have the next tableau from the state of Gujarat. 100 years ago, on March 7, 1922, Phil tribes from Pal and Dadwa villages in Sabarkantha district of Gujarat had gathered under the leadership of Sri Moti Lal Tejawat. Here it shows the tribal freedom movement of Gujarat. The front part of the tableau represents the freedom fighting spirit of tribal ancestors, and the rear portion relives the horrific moment of the massacre by British soldiers atop Jaramara Hills. Tribal artists in their traditional costumes are performing jade dance along with the folklore describing that event. Let's hear it out. And there the dancers are dancing in a Gujarati Garba dance.
Following them is the tableau of Goa. Goa has seen multiple twists and turns in its history, and despite the scare, the Pearl of the Orient has successfully preserved its heritage, culture and natural beauty. In the front portion of the tableau, Fort Aguada has been shown, which, with its historical legacy of 450 years, the fort was built by the Portuguese in 1612. The lotus placed at the top of the memorial symbolizes universal brotherhood. The rear portion of the tableau is showcasing Dona Paula, which is an idyllic tourist attraction. That is Goa. Listen to the music. Dancers seen atop the float represent Kumbi community, the original inhabitants of Goa.
After the beautiful and colorful tableau of Goa, we have Haryana. The tableau has brought, we all know that Haryana has brought monumental laurels by winning the maximum number of medals for the nation in several international sporting events, including the Olympic Games. So out of 7 medals won by India in Tokyo, Haryana bagged 4 medals. The chariot, we can see, it's a beautiful sight, and the horses is a symbol of the victory chariot of the Mahabharata, and this is what is depicted here. The tableau in the form of victory chariot is a symbol of honor and pride, not only for Haryana, but also for the entire country. It's golden, the regal touch is there, and we can see about 6 to 7 females on both sides dancing in the typical Haryana dress. Beautiful sight.
And following this, we can see the tableau from the state of Uttarakhand. Pragati ki or badhta Uttarakhand. The Uttarakhand state tableau is inspired by the progressive development projects in the area of connectivity and religious sites. The front portion of the tableau shows Heimkund Sahib Gurudwara. Heimkund Sahib Gurudwara is situated at an altitude of around more than 4,000 meters on the bank of the pristine Heimkund Lake. One of the most sacred Sikh shrines, Heimkund Sahib draws thousands of pilgrims every year. And the rear portion of the tableau, the Dobra Chanti Bridge is shown. The 440-meter long Dobra Chanti suspension bridge is connecting link between Tehri Garhwal district headquarters and Pratapnagar. Listen to the Uttarakhand music now. The rear portion of the tableau shows a beautifully decorated floral temple where there are 2 rishis sitting outside the entrance of the temple.
And here comes the next tableau of Arunachal Pradesh. It is the easternmost frontier of India, inhabited by indigenous tribes of various ethnic entities. The theme of the tableau is Anglo-Boer Wars, and it's a wonderfully depicted war scene in which these tribes, they created a scenario in which they fought the British before they established themselves in India. In the front portion of the tableau, a bust of the Boer warrior and 2 warriors defending the intruders is depicted. It actually seems as if they are fighting the British rulers in their own ways so that they can defend their motherland. The rear portion depicts an Anglo-Boer War sequence that was fought between 1858 and 1912.
It's received so well by the audience, the spectators. They are enjoying it so much, especially just see the dance movements. After the Arunachal Pradesh tableau, we have Karnataka, the cradle of traditional handicrafts. Karnataka, this is what the theme they have given, the cradle of traditional handicrafts. And it is so clear because they have products which is being shown in this tableau. Terracotta, sandalwood carving and the art of ivory carving. This is so unique, and this is the work of Karnataka. This depicts Mysore rosewood, and the center portion showcases eye-catching the craft work. Let's listen to the music of Karnataka now. Language is absolutely not a barrier here. The rhythm, the happiness, it's so clear. It's connecting completely to the people sitting there and to us here at the booth.
And there I can see it from the left coming, the tableau from the state of Jammu and Kashmir. It is depicting the changing face of Jammu and Kashmir in the backdrop of development scenario. So green and floral, and of course the snow-capped mountains are also there. Jammu is known as City of Temples, while Kashmir Valley is famous for its meadows, lakes, high-altitude tourist destinations like Gulmarg and Sonmarg, which is clearly shown in the tableau. The beautiful Mughal and tulip gardens depicted in a floral form, and ladies dancing in fairans and salwars in a true Kashmiri spirit. Of course, the front portion of the tableau is showcasing the world-famous Mata Vaishno Devi Bhavan.
following Jammu and Kashmir, we have the tableau from Chhattisgarh. It depicts rural women in traditional tribal costumes collecting cow dung and taking them to the collection centers in gauthans for sale. They are wearing handmade clothes and jewelry, a traditional jewelry, and they're dancing in front, 2 women and 3 men dancing in the front, and similarly the ones at the back. The rear portion of the tableau depicts the development of gauthans in rural industrial parks. The cow in the center depicts that how they collect cow dung and use it for economic purposes.
And now, friends, Uttar Pradesh, the tableau of UP. This shows the achievements achieved through skill development and employment through one district, one product, which is based on the new micro, small and medium enterprise policies and industrial development policy of the state government. It's a very beautiful tableau, and the central part of the tableau, it's clear because of the culture in the sadhus and priests. They offer arg to the sun at various ghats of Varanasi along with their morning prayers. This is shown here.
And now closely following, this is the tableau of Punjab for the Republic Day Parade, bringing to the fore the immense contribution made by Punjab during the nation's fight for independence from the British rule. The tableau depicts the hallowed martyrs of the freedom movement like Shahid-e-Azam, Bhagat Singh, Rajguru and Sukhdev. Protest against the Simon Commission led by Punjab Kesari Lala Lajpat Rai in Lahore, and Shahid Udham Singh avenging Jallianwala Bagh massacre after 21 years by shooting Michael Gurudwara, the Lieutenant Governor of Punjab at the time of massacre. The front portion of the tableau commences with paying off homage to the gallant freedom fighters.
The next is the tableau from Maharashtra. It depicts bio-symbols, peculiar environmental sites, special flora and fauna of the state. It shows how it has preserved its biodiversity. The front portion of the tableau depicts blue Mormon butterfly. It's a lovely blue butterfly and the wings are moving out and in. A lovely sight. About 15 more animals, 22 plants and flowers are being shown on the tableau along with important sight. Sarda superba found as cast at the Cast Plateau, tiger found in Vidarbha, great Indian bustard, flamingo recently discovered crab, a peacock. All those animals are wonderfully depicted and all greenery all around.
I could hear the peacock sound also.
Yeah, that's
how
how
beautifully the
they greeted
peacock
Prime
is
Minister.
walking ahead.
2 peacocks, and I'm so spellbound by their performance. Well, the next one is the Ministry of Culture. since it's 150 years of Sri Aurobindo, the Ministry of Culture, Government of India represents the tableau on the life and works of Sri Aurobindo as the nation celebrates his 150th birth anniversary. We can see it's a very sober and a very decent tableau with a huge portrait of Sri Aurobindo and the mother. The tableau presents a glimpse into the unique persona of Sri Aurobindo, and front part of the tableau displays a larger-than-life sculpture, and that is of Sri Aurobindo. The rear part of the tableau draws attention to the iconic Sri Aurobindo Ashram in Puducherry.
दूसरा, जिसने मुझे आक्रांत किया है कि मैं किसी भी प्रकार से ईश्वर के दर्शन कर सकूं.
And there comes the tableau from the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. The tableau of the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Skill Development showcases the key aspects of National Education Policy 2020 through the theme Vedas to Metaverse. The front portion of the tableau depicts our rich tradition and glorious past in the area of education since ancient times, starting from the Vedas, followed by the Gurukul education system, and then the universities like Nalanda, where thousands of students used to come from all over the world, and depicting also the latest form of national education policy. And the video played on the LED screens there is of the digital book depicts multidisciplinary education, research and innovation going on these days.
Following is the tableau by the Department of Posts, showcasing the theme India Post at the 75 years, Resolve for Women Empowerment. The front of the tableau features a post woman equipped with digital device and a postman's bag, a perfect blend of technology and tradition with the image of a harkara as a side relief. This woman goes around the areas and distributes with the postage, the letters in a new way. The middle portion of the tableau features a floating post office in Srinagar showing Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana and shows how women are taking this ahead. The all-women post office showcases India's post-resolve and a step towards gender equality.
And Sanjeev, let me mention it out here that India Post has joined hands with All India Radio in the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav quiz going on every Monday and Tuesday these days.
Oh, that's brilliant. And now, after the post, then we have Ministry of Textiles, Shuttling to the Future. The tableau showcases the theme Shuttling to the Future. Gradually coming this side, India's strength has been defined in traditional textiles and natural fibers globally and is now emerging as a key player in a technical textiles. The front part of the tableau represents shuttle and has charkhas, cotton balls, and the cocoon on top, which represents fiber to yarn conversion. The gradual growth with which now we have come up in such a big way that we produce the best of yarns. A weaver is weaving a beautiful yarn, dyed fabric in the handloom, and next to that is India size.
And Vinita, as
Live
this
models.
tableau was going ahead, I could see the Minister of Textiles, Smriti Irani, waving hands to this tableau. It is her department after all.
Yeah, even I saw that. And these models, the way they are showcasing their sari, beautiful.
Eyes towards the left here, we can see the tableau from the Ministry of Civil Aviation depicting Ude Desh Ka Naam Agre Udan. The tableau showcases regional connectivity scheme UDAN and the rich dividends it has been yielding. Conceptualized by the Ministry and implemented by Airport Authority of India, the scheme has the objective of enhancing regional connectivity in an economically sustainable and affordable manner. In this aircraft-shaped tableau, the front part showcases women pilots depicting women power in India's aviation, as India tops in women commercial pilots globally. The rear portion of the tableau shows symbol of Buddhism and the motto of Udan, Sab Ude, Sab Jude. Of course, the middle portion showcases Buddha circuit connected through Udan scheme featuring Buddha statue at Gaya, where he attained enlightenment. And of course, both sides of the middle portion of the tableau is depicting palm yoga mudras of Buddha in the center and World Heritage Sites of India situated in different regions of the country, two each on either side of the palm yoga mudra.
The next tableau is the CRPF, the Central Reserve Police Force, showcases the saga of valor, sacrifice and glorious history. The President's colour was presented to CRPF on 19th March 1950. The front of the tableau depicts presentation ceremony of President's colour to CRPF by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The middle portion depicts paying homage to the martyrs at the Hot Springs Memorial in Ladakh. And the end part depicts the Battle of Sardar Post in Run of Kutch, Gujarat, where 6 brave hearts attained martyrdom. That day is now celebrated as the Valor Day. The graceful marching by the CRPF Jawans alongside showcases the stride of CRPF.
After this dynamic tableau of CRPF, we have the serene and tranquil tableau of Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, Ministry of Jal Shakti. Jal Shakti mission was announced by the Honorable Prime Minister on 15th August 2019 to remove centuries-old drudgery faced by women and children in fetching water and improve the quality of life in rural India. Now, with the resolve to provide tap water supply to every home by 2014. The tableau is depicting the drops of water, blue in color, and they're dancing with happiness, with glee, that the sanitation and the water quality, the improvement has made a difference to one's life.
As this tableau crosses by the saluting days, we can see the theme of the tableau of Ministry of Law and Justice, which is Ek Mutti Asman, which signifies benefits of resolving disputes through Lok Adalats. Lok Adalat is a mode of alternative dispute resolution through which cases are settled outside the traditional courts. They provide a sense of satisfaction as neither party wins or loses their case. Overcoming all the challenges posed by the ongoing pandemic, this mode of disputes resolution has reached the doorsteps of the common citizens and has reduced a large burden of the courts. The front part of the tableau showcases Nyay Sabke Liye. A hand gesture of fearlessness, guarantee and protection. And the rare part, a hand can be seen opening its 5 fingers one by one, depicting 5 guiding principles of Lok Adalats.
The next tableau is the tableau of the Central Public Works Department. It is presenting floral tribute to the Indian National Army led by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose on the occasion of his 125th birth anniversary. It is a tribute to Netaji, and the front portion of the tableau carries a bust of Netaji. Netaji said, "It is blood alone that can pay the price of freedom. Give me blood and I will give you freedom." The Indian national flag has been shown in the middle portion of the tableau. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav has been shown on the sides of the tableau. The entire tableau has been crafted in floral and natural colors. What a sight!
And now, Sanjeev, some wonderful things are coming up. The cultural performances. Vande Bharatam Nritya Utsav about to take place right here in front of us. The Ministry of Defence and the Ministry of Culture had announced the launch of Vande Bharatam Nritya Utsav, an all-India dance competition as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to commemorate 75 years of independence of India. We can see these dancers now waiting for their turn to enthrall the audience. And audience, the spectators, the visitors are all very excited to get to see this wonderful event.
It is a combination of different dances from all the states of India, forms of classical dances, folk dances, traditional dances, and it is an amalgamation of all. Oh, what a wonderful presentation. Right in front we see 2 elephants, so beautifully decked up and moving ahead.
And you know, these artists, they performing, most of them, they're all young, but then they'll be performing their own style, own pattern of dancing, but the beat would be the same. So this is a very interesting thing to see.
Yes, Vinita, Vande Bharatam is a unique initiative of the Ministry of Defence and Ministry of Culture, and these troops of dancers are the winners of zonal and state level dance competitions going on since last few months.
Well, can you see that all the dancers are wearing masks on their face? Of course, of different colors.
There they go with the music, in rhythm, performing in front of the President and the Prime Minister at Rajpath. These participating groups are performing specially choreographed acts in various dance categories like classical, Bharatnatyam, Kathak, Odishi and all. And also the folk, tribal and fusion dance styles. Right now in front of our eyes we can see the Bharatnatyam dancers and also the Odishi dancers. These winners have got a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to display their talent at the parade, which is being watched not only in India, but across the globe. can also see a few Kathakali dancers in their traditional attire performing here.
So much of grace in their performance. And look at their costume. So colorful, bejeweled with their traditional jewelry and accessories. And the entire credit for the entire show goes to the choreographers.
Prime Minister Modi envisioned Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav in the spirit of Jan Bhagidari, and this showcases the celebrations and programs to the grassroots level, involving the people from across India. Also, connecting the youth to our heritage and culture is an essential component of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
The four renowned choreographers, their name I would like to quote here, Rani Khanam, she's a Kathak dancer, and renowned one with Maitreyi Pahari, Ms. Tejaswani Sate and Mr. Santosh Nair. They are to be credited for this visual treat.
Yes, Vinita, graceful movements looking beautiful without any pauses, gently changing to another form.
And just see the huge puppets, these giant puppets. They also are adding so much to this beautiful, the grand affair that is happening out here. And right behind the giant peacock you can see. And today they are dressed, in the typical peacock colored outfit. The girls are in real peacock colors, but the guys, the boys are dressed a little differently. But on the whole, I think in this peacock dance, they'll
But right now, we
style.
can see the performance of the folk dancers here with giant human puppets at the back. And of course, the dancers here twirling and swinging their sticks. What graceful movements, looking beautiful. They are so controlled as if done without any effort, keeping all of us mesmerized. As we all know, dance has no barriers. It is something that everyone can feel, everyone can understand, and definitely something everyone can enjoy. And few of the dancers are in a typical Nav sari, the 9-yard sari from Maharashtra. And they are juggling with sticks in a typical folk dance way.
And now time for Gidda and Bhangra. Basically the music and dances, they are the best expressions for happiness. And today on our Republic Day, these brilliant dancers from all over the country are spreading happiness all around. And the central vista seems to be soaked in this feeling, the fervor.
Certainly, Vinita, these folk dances bring uniqueness and novelty to the Indian culture, showcasing Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat.
Lovely, absolutely wonderful. These young and energetic dancers, so full of enthusiasm.
And looks like now it's the upcoming Mayuri dance, the dance of the peacock.
The glaze, the brightness of peacock. Oh, I'm sure people out here will be really delighted to see all this. I could even spot a spectator clapping hands like anything and swinging head and dancing in their own place. And I'm sure this will add even more.
Dancers here in all the colors of peacock. Blue, darker blue, iridescent green, and a little of red and maroonish violet. Looking at these troupe of dancers move in a rhythmic way is a sheer delight.
The best dancers from our country.
And these dancers are showing some Kathak moves as well.
Amazing.
Yes, this looks like a fusion of contemporary dance and classical dance.
Absolutely. And I would say that the beautiful backdrop, that's of the scroll, the gigantic scroll, has also added a lot to this entire performance, because it is important for the stage to be equally lightened.
Yes, Vinita, the efforts of these participants are admirable. The amount of hard work and days of practice they must have put in since last few months to give a remarkable performance today. Fantastic combination of colors, dance, rhythm and acrobatics. And here we can see a group of dancers doing a little of bhangra and everything. All the dancers are doing it.
And even the props that they have in their hand, they are taking utmost use of it.
Showcasing India's unity and diversity in most colorful spirit and energy. Where folk meets contemporary, popular meets unexplored in melting pot of styles and rhythms.
Picture perfect, I would say. The Rajpath today is in a different look altogether. The colorful, the beautiful performances by these dancers, these winners, have added a lot of beauty to this event. I must say it was amazing and a beautiful act, and everyone out here loved it. The credit goes to the music also, which was foot tapping and beautiful.
Yes, from the mechanized combat vehicles to the marching contingents to the tableaus and performances by the dancers. We all are now waiting for the climax, of course.
In the popular choice contest, in the true spirit of Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat, Rajpath.
So very true. And now we have a lot more today, and the climax, the real wonderful events that is to follow now, would be explained beautifully by none other than our colleague Bhuvan Apurv Jha. So, Anuja?
Yes, as I said, we are waiting for the climax of this Republic Day parade, the daredevil acts and the fly past. So we'll soon be taking you over to Bhuvan Apurv Jha to give you the eyewitness account of what's happening right in front of our eyes. Over to Bhuvan Apurv Jha.
Thank you, Vinita. Thank you, Anuja. Thank you, Sanjeev. Ladies and gentlemen, our scriptures mention Yatra naryastu pujyante ramante tatra devatah Yatra tastu na pujyante sarvascha tatra phala priyam. Meaning, where women are honored and respected, divinity blossoms there. And where they are dishonored, all actions remain unfruitful. India's Nari Shakti is as endless as the oceans, as timeless as the tides. I can spot in front of me our brave hearts, the women warriors of the Border Security Force, the Seema Bhavani motorcycle team, leaving all astounded and spellbound with their daredevilry in this special Republic Day broadcast coming to you live from Rajpath. Ladies and gentlemen, the Seema Bhavani motorcycle team of the BSF now presenting 16 formations comprising 108 women bravehearts, captivating the imagination of all present here on this auspicious day, a momentous day, our 73rd Republic Day. The Seema Bhavanis, the women warriors of the BSF, in different formations, multiple women warriors on a bike, the Royal Enfield, the trusted Royal Enfield, the chosen bike for the BSF women warriors, carrying out multiple maneuvers and formations. The whole crowd, the whole of Rajpath, applauding the efforts, the bravery, the daredevilry of our women bravehearts. The Seema Bhavani motorcycle team of the BSF, presenting one formation after the other. The sheer precision, the daredevilry of their act is astounding to the naked eye as one after the other, the formations keep coming. The conveyor belt of daredevilry by the Seema Bhavani motorcycle team continues on our 73rd Republic Day. Different formations, single kneeling, chair riding, fish riding, double back riding, opposite direction side riding. These are extremely trained, potent professionals. I'd advise all my listeners never to try this at home, unsupervised. The women Seema Bhavani motorcycle team is one of the finest motorcycle teams in the world, and they are showing it all, showcasing their prowess in front of the Indian public, all attending on the 73rd Republic Day. And there we have it, the Seema Bhavani team's finale. The pyramid formation led by Constable Usha Devi, Shruti Ayaroli, Meeta Hasda, CM Pandey, Preeti Rani, Amanda Lakra, Jayanti P with 26 other riders presenting the salutation to the Supreme Commander of Indian Armed Forces, Honorable President of India, Sri Ramnath Kovind. After the Seema Bhavani team of the BSF, now we have the Himveers from the Indo-Tibetan Border Police presenting their daredevilry on this auspicious morning under command of Inspector General Duty Rajneesh, presenting salutations to His Excellency the President of India, the Supreme Commander of Armed Forces, on behalf of all the Himveers who are deployed for border guarding along the Himalayas. The conveyor belt of daredevilry by our Himveers, the ITBP, the Indo-Tibetan Border Police, continues in this live and exclusive radio broadcast coming to you on All India Radio and our official app News on AIR, as the Pavan Chakki formation now passing in front of the dais, symbolizing the Government of India's aim to achieve zero carbon emissions by the year 2070. The Pavan Chakki formation led by Constable Virendra Singh and Rakesh Kumar of the Indo-Tibetan Border Police. The conveyor belt of daredevilry continues as a magnificent display of balancing technique is what I can see right now. Two Himveers on their Royal Enfields, balancing themselves precariously but with utmost confidence and professionalism in front of all attending on this special day, on this momentous day, on this auspicious day, on our 73rd Republic Day. Now passing the six-man balance, the dangerous act led by Head Constable Sandeep Kumar and Constable Raman Singh with 10 other Himveer daredevils. And now we have the arrow position, again on display, an incredible use of balancing skill and technique on a motorcycle, once again conveying the message of Fit India movement, led by Constable Upendra Seth and Constable Vijay. And now we have the Jaguar position, a symbol of the spirit of the snow warrior, conveying the message that the ITBP are the sentinels of the Himalayas. And finally, the Himalaya ke Prahari formation, the pyramid formation, formed by 39 Himveers on 9 motorcycles, dedicated to 75 years of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, being led by Inspector Sunil Kushwaha. The Himalaya ke Prahari formation now passing by the main saluting days, presenting a salute to the Supreme Commander of our Indian Armed Forces, Honorable President of India, Shri Ramnath Kovind, in presence of Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, and other dignitaries present here. Ladies and gentlemen, not that I expect, but after those performances by our women bravehearts of the BSF and the ITBP Himveers, now we have the adrenaline levels soaring at Rajpath as the Indian Air Force is turning on the heat with an awe-inspiring presentation of daredevil and precision. The first formation, the Rahat formation, comprising 5 advanced light helicopters flying in arrowhead formation. Can you catch the roar of the helis, dear listeners? The arrowhead formation, the 5 Rahat advanced light helicopters flying past at 60 meters above the main saluting days. If I can inform you about the route these helicopters and jets will be taking, they'll be flying in above the Rashtrapati Bhavan, just above near the main saluting days, then above India Gate and National War Memorial, and then out of our eyesight. The next formation is the Meghna formation, comprising CH-47 Chinook aircraft in lead and 4 Mi-17 aircrafts in echelon, flying in 5 Arrowhead aircraft formation. The Chinook, a heavy lift twin rotor helicopter, which has enhanced the lift capability of the Indian Air Force across a range of military, human assistance and disaster relief operations. The Chinook flying in furiously from the side of Rashtrapati Bhavan, being flanked by the 4 Mi-17 in echelon. The Chinook is a massive aircraft. It's humongous in size. The Chinook passing by the main saluting days, presenting an aerial salute to the Supreme Commander of Indian Armed Forces, Honorable President of India, Shri Ramnath Kovind. After the Chinooks, we await the arrival of the Sarangs. The world-renowned, the world-acclaimed, the world-famous, the Sarang team of the Indian Air Force will be making an appearance in a short while from now at Republic Day the 73rd, in front of us at this hallowed, majestic boulevard that is Rajpath. And I can see and spot the Sarangs flying in hot and heavy from the side of Rashtrapati Bhavan, flying in ladder formation. The Sarangs are flying in furiously. They're a regular feature at the Bengaluru Air Show and several air shows across the globe. The Sarang team, the world-famous Sarang team, now approaching the main saluting days, streaming the tricolour. The Varuna formation, the Sarangs coming in together, the tricolour streaming at the back of the helis, the trailing tricolour saluting the nation's sovereignty in front of Honorable President of India, Shri Ramnath Kovind, Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, senior members of the Government of India, attending ambassadors and other dignitaries. Next up, we await the arrival of the Eklavya formation, comprising 1 Mi-35 aircraft in lead with 4 Apache helicopters in echelon, flying in arrowhead formation. The formation will be flying above us at 60 meters over the water channel north of Rajpath. I can spot the Mi-35 coming in from the side of Rashtrapati Bhavan. It's coming in hot and heavy. The Mi-35 flying in furiously. The Apache helicopters by the side. You blink, you miss. That's the deal here. Can you hear the roar of the Mi-35 and the Apaches, dear listeners? These sounds are as rare as they come. The Mi-35 and the 4 Apaches now passing above the India Gate and National War Memorial Complex after making an appearance on our 73rd Republic Day. Next up, we await the arrival of the Tangal formation, comprising 1 Dakota aircraft in lead with 2 Dornier aircrafts in echelon, and they will be flying in the Vic formation. History students will remember that the Dakotas have played an instrumental role in the Tangel airdrop leading to the liberation of Bangladesh, and for lifting troops and supplies for repelling invaders from across the border in Kashmir Valley in 1947. The Dakotas being flanked by the 2 Dorniers, saluting the Supreme Commander of our Armed Forces, Honorable President of India, and now flying above the India Gate and National War Memorial Complex after making an appearance on our 73rd Republic Day. After the Tangel formation, we await the arrival of the C-17s and the C-130s. The C-17 and the C-130J will be flying in the Tran formation in echelon and will be flying in the Vic formation at a height of 400 meters above us. The C-17 capable of special ops and operating from remote places with short and semi-prepared surfaces. These are humongous aircrafts. The C-130J is humongous in size. You have to see it to believe it. Flying in the Tran formation, 1 C-17 and 2 C-130Js in echelon, saluting the Supreme Commander of Armed Forces, Honorable President of India, Shri Ramnath Kovind. After the C-130Js and the C-17s, now we await the arrival of our Netra, our eye in the sky, an airborne early warning and control aircraft with state-of-the-art early warning radar and a host of electronic warfare equipment. The Netra is capable of detecting enemy aircrafts and directing our own to destroy them. The Netra, indigenously designed by the DRDO, a shining example of Atmanirbhar Bharat, as enunciated by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, on several different occasions. The Netra formation comprising 1 advanced airborne early warning and control aircraft and 2 MiG-29 plus 2 Sukhoi Mark 1s. The MiGs and the Sukhois flanking the Netra, flying in arrowhead formation at a height of 300 meters above us. All eyes straining from left to right. Neck spasms don't matter tonight, listeners, do they? When the best, the meanest, the fittest of Indian Air Force is at display, you watch, you get inspired. And that's what's happening here with all present on this special day, on this auspicious day, on the momentous occasion of our 73rd Republic Day. After the Netra formation, we await the arrival of the Varuna formation, comprising 1 P-8I aircraft with 2 MiG-29s in echelon, flying past in Vic formation at 360 meters above us. That's the roar of the MiG-29s. Goosebumps at the back of the necks of everyone present here. Necks craning from left to right, people taking photos, trying to catch these rare moments in their memories and on their mobile phones. Ladies and gentlemen, now we hold our breath for the Vinash Formation. The Vinash Formation will be comprising 5 Rafale aircrafts which will be flying in arrowhead formation at 300 meters above the main saluting dais here at Rajpath in New Delhi. The Rafale, I can see, are approaching at the horizon. They're flying in furiously, and it wouldn't take much time for them to reach where we are at the base of the main saluting dais at the hallowed, majestic boulevard that is Rajpath. The Rafales expected any moment now, all eyes straining and looking towards Rajpath, trying to catch the first glimpse of our newest mean machine, and there they come! There they come! That's the roar of the Rafale, dear listeners. The enemy capable of striking deep into enemy territory and their hearts. People still trying to catch the last glimpse of the Rafale. But that's not the last of the Rafale we'll see this morning. But for the time being, we wait the arrival of the Baz formation, comprising 1 Rafale, 2 Jaguars, 2 MiG-29 UPGs, 2 Sukhoi 30s Mark 1 aircrafts in arrowhead formation, flying above us at 300 meters near the main saluting dais. A total of 7 aircrafts, 7 jets of the Indian Air Force will be flying in arrowhead formation. That's 1 Rafale, 2 Jaguars, 2 MiG-29 UPG and 2 Sukhoi 30s Mark 1s. That's the best of our offensive capabilities that can be put out for display. And there they come. Rafale in the middle. The 2 Jaguars by the side, flanking the 2 MiG-29s UPGs and the 2 Sukhoi 30s Mark 1s in arrowhead formation. That's the roar of our jets, the roar of the Rafale, the Jaguars, the MiG-29s and the Sukhoi 30s, ladies and gentlemen. These are rare sounds as they can get. And after the buzz formation, ladies and gentlemen, we await the arrival of the Trishul formation, comprising 3 Sukhoi 30s Mark 1s. They will be flying in WIG formation at 900 kilometers per hour, maintaining 300 meters of distance over the water channel north of Rajpath. They will be pulling up and outward for the Trishul maneuver, Shiva's trident. The Trishul formation I can see are approaching from the side of Rashtrapati Bhavan. I can spot them at the horizon. There they come, and they have veered off in 3 different directions, making a Trishul in the sky. Shiva's trident on display, as potent, as versatile as Shiva's trident. That was 3 Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 aircrafts, pulling up and outward for the Trishul maneuver. That's the roar of the Sukhoi 30s, dear listeners. And after that, now we await the arrival of 1 Rafale aircraft that will be flying in, and hold your breath, 900 kilometers per hour, maintaining a distance of 300 meters above the sea level. The aircraft will pull up for the vertical Charlie and carry out 2.5 turns. The Rafale now approaching from the side of the Rashtrapati Bhavan. 900 kilometers per hour, that's astounding speed. You blink, you miss, and here comes the Rafale. Here it comes. He's still going up. He's lost in the clouds here in New Delhi. And I can spot him carrying out the vertical Charlie and the maneuvers. The whole crowd up on their feet applauding the Rafale. Oh my God, he's still going up. Unbelievable. That's bravery of the finest kind. That's daredevilry that one can only witness on a momentous occasion such as the Republic Day of India. And after the Vijay formation, the Tiranga formation, now we wait the arrival of the Amrit formation, comprising 17 Jaguar aircrafts, which will make a figure of 75 in the sky, celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, 75 years of our independence. The 17 Jaguar aircrafts will be led by Group Captain Avinash Singh, Group Captain Gaurav, Wing Commander Sandeep Jain, Group Captain N.P. Verma, Wing Commander Prakhar, Wing Commander Rohit Roy, Wing Commander Siddharth, Wing Commander Ankush Tomar, and Wing Commander Pawar. 17 Jaguar aircrafts now approaching the main saluting dais from the side of Rashtrapati Bhavan, flying in furiously, making a figure of 75. I can spot them. And here they come. Here they come. Here they come. I can spot them over Rashtrapati Bhavan, flying in furiously. The Amrit formation that will be approaching the main saluting dais, comprising of 17 Jaguar aircrafts. They will be making a figure of 75, led by Group Captain Avinash Singh and other members of his troop. 75 years of our independence, celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, as has been enunciated by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, on several different occasions. It's a momentous year, and the Indian Air Force making this special with the Amrit formation. 17 Jaguar aircrafts will soon be approaching the main saluting dais from the side of Rashtrapati Bhavan, as all attendees up on their feet awaiting the arrival of the 17 Jaguar aircrafts. people wanting to catch a piece of this whole action in their memories and on their mobile phones. Next craning from left to right, people literally looking skywards. Your eyes might be watering here, but that will be all worth it, because in a few moments, in a few seconds from now, 17 Jaguar aircrafts will be approaching the main saluting dais, wherein are seated Honorable President of India, Shri Ramnath Kovind, Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, also in attendance, several members of the Cabinet, Council of Ministers, ambassadors, foreign dignitaries, students, members of the media, all present here on this special momentous occasion. All attendees here standing and awaiting the arrival. I can see that families who are present here looking to get photos on this special occasion, and who can blame them? It's a special day for the Republic. It's a 73rd Republic Day. A day we celebrate our Constitution, a day we celebrate our people, a day we celebrate the land that we are born in, a day we celebrate the forefathers of our Constitution who had the foresight to draft a document that encompasses all and sundry. And I can see that the presidential bodyguards are now making their way towards the base of the main saluting dais. And before I hand you over to the main saluting dais, let me conclude by saying that we are as much as a nation of Mahatma Gandhi and Lord Buddha as we're a nation of Veer Bhagat Singh and Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Let no evil eye be cast upon a land, for our brave protectors on the land, on the sea and in the air remain ever steadfast and vigilant. And on that note, I'll take you back to the main saluting dais to my colleagues Vinita, Anuja and Sanjeev. Over to you.
Thank you, Apur, for a thrilling description of the fly past. We salute these brave pilots for an exemplary show of courage, precision, speed and accuracy. The eyes missed a blink and the hearts missed a throb, and every moment which was executed with tremendous professional skill. The Republic Day parades concluding with, on this high note, what a display it has been.
And yes, Sanjeev, with that, the President's bodyguards have arrived to escort the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. This brings us to the conclusion of the 73rd Republic Day celebration at Rajpath. But let the patriotism run in our blood and continue to celebrate Republic Day with full enthusiasm. And there we can see the tricolored balloons going up in the air, which has been a tradition going on since years. A balloon release is a ceremonial event in which a number of balloons in 3 colors of our national flag are unleashed into the sky, signifying the strength and courage of our country, while indicating peace and truth. Of course, the green balloon signifying fertility and growth.
As the colors of independence, the saffron, white and green, take wings and rise higher and still higher, that is the way the India has to rise, higher and still higher. And that is also the motto of Indian Air Force. And now we can see the Honorable President moving from his dais towards the cavalcade, and the President bodyguard is there to receive him for his backward journey to the Raj.
And all the people here in the crowd taking out their mobiles to take another glimpse of the President and the Prime Minister.
I can see the Honorable President the First Lady, Mrs. Savita Kovind, the Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, descending the stairs and moving towards the limousine where they will see off the Honorable President. The three defense chiefs saluting, the defense minister walking alongside the Honorable President, and he with his folded hands moving out towards the saluting base, on towards his limousine, where he will be seen off by the dignitaries towards the Raj Bhavan. And the President Guard is right across in full its glamour and its tradition, waiting for the Honorable President.
Yes, all the dignitaries moving ahead to take a glimpse of the President.
Anuja, that is a sight. I can see the Honorable Prime Minister and the Honorable President patting the horse, and this is the horse which has its final position today, and after this he will be retiring. These horses are not only horses, they are individuals of pride and prestige. And now here the limousine comes forward to pick up the Honorable President towards the Raj Bhavan.
Yes, as the black limousine coming forward, Prime Minister interacting with the President here right now, waiting for the door of the vehicle to be opened for him. And there the security guard opens the door of the shining black limousine here, waiting for the President and his wife, Savita Kovind.
Honorable President waving to the people around. All the dignitaries have stood in their areas and they are waving to the Honorable President. It is an occasion when all of us are showing gratitude to the Supreme Commander of the Defense Forces, the Honorable President, and now his cavalcade will slowly move towards the Raj Bhavan. The President Guards are standing in absolute attention position. And there he gives the command for the onward movement of the Honorable President.
And the President's bodyguard leading the President's vehicle, which is following the horsecade and moving ahead towards Vijay Chowk and then to Rashtrapati Bhavan.
The ceremonial escort under the command is made into two divisions, one in the front of the President's car and one in the rear. The front division is being commanded by Risaldar Major Dilbag Singh, astride Ran Vijay, and immediately behind the President is the car is the grey steed Ace, followed by regimental colours carried by Risaldar Lakhvinder Singh, who is mounted on an area. And slowly the President's cavalcade moved towards the Raj Bhavan, and all eyes stick on them. The Honourable Prime Minister and the Defence Minister are seen exchanging pleasantries and discussing issues, and the entire crowd, the dignitaries, the public are looking towards them, and the black-coloured cars are moving slowly towards Raj Bhavan. Anuja.
Yes, meanwhile I can see the Prime Minister and the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh exchanging a few words of discussion here. And of course, like always, Prime Minister Modi moving ahead towards the crowd, cheering with them, waving them, and the crowd getting very much excited to have a glimpse of the Prime Minister here.
He has crossed the Rajpath, and he has moved on the opposite side of the saluting base and is waving to the people. All the crowd have moved towards the near the Rajpath, and he is moving very near them, waving hands, smiling, and moving towards India Gate. Let's see how far he goes and how he interacts with people. He is a man of the masses. He is a leader who loves to mingle with people, and everybody all around, they have moved towards the area of the Rajpath.
And of course his security guards, his commandos are flanking him, and they must be a little tensed also because they have to look into the special security of the Prime Minister. He's still going ahead.
And this is the moment when people wait for whenever he moves, whether it's the Independence Day or the Republic Day. And now he turns back and moves again towards the towards the saluting base, and his hands outside, both the hands folded and waving towards people, and the security people running here and there to see as if he is fully protected and secure.
And then he takes a turn and coming back to the saluting base now, still waving the cheering crowd.
And now he moves towards the Rashtrapati Bhavan. And let's see how far he moves, and I'm sure he is going to cover another distance so that he can further mingle with people and exchange pleasantries on this great moment. And at the back I can see his cavalcade of cars moving behind him and all security around him. And he, in all his confidence, in his glory and his confidence, is waving around.
Yes, now he's going towards the left of our booth and going ahead the Rajpath.
And towards the Rashtrapati Bhavan, he is exchanging pleasantries and slowly moving with all his grace. There he sees his shawl and moves it in the front and keeps waving to the people. His cabinet colleagues have moved in the front and are waving and greeting him and giving him their respects to him.
He's always so ever energetic. I've never seen him like always. Most of the occasions he moves around cheering with the crowd, greeting them, expressing his happiness to meet them, waving them. He's still going ahead.
And with both hands, one on the right, one on the left, moving towards them, greeting them with folding hands, waving them, and, expressing his concern for them.
And his motorcade going behind him, following him.
And this motorcade is slowly and moving behind him, and in a while, whenever he plans to, he will get into his car and move further. But he wants to and wishes to move as much ahead as he can and mix among the population all around. The dignitaries around have started moving out of their chairs, out of the enclosures, and we can still see the Honorable President, Honorable Prime Minister moving ahead in all his splendor and glory. And there again he stops amongst the people.
And as we are not able to see the Prime Minister much now, we can see right in front of us the crowd leaving the enclosure slowly, and their faces looking all gleaming with happiness and excitement. Whatever they have seen, it has been a great 2.5 hours here with parade, music bands and tableaus, and of course the grand fly past.
Anuja, as long as the function was going on, I could see the tirangas fluttering, the tricolor fluttering on all sides, but now the wind has slowed down. The wind has become a breeze. And slowly the people are moving, and so do we have to move from this place to our studios. But before we leave, I must finally wish all of you a very happy 73rd Republic Day. And the engineering team and the program team, which covered the entire function of the Republic Day celebrations, I must name them. And the technical team was headed by Shri S. Vadivasgan, and the program team was headed by Srimati Veena Pahari. The technical team comprised of Shri Balakrishan, Shri Girish Chandra Sharma, Kailash Kumaran, K. Narayanan, Harish Chand Joshi, Shantanu Ghosh, Sunny Joseph, Shaktidhar Dhyani, Ashok Kumar Mishra, Neeraj Tirki, Subarta Malik, Tajinder Singh, Babulal Meena, Prakash Chand, Thaplial, Kamal Singh, Sumit Katiyar, Sanjay Jain, Ram Sharma, Narendra Nath, Sunil Kumar, O.P. Bharti, Kiran Pal Singh, Ripan Kumar, S. Mins, Rajesh Kumar, Rajendra Kumar, Brij Kishore, Nakul Kumar and Mangal Singh. And the program team comprised of Shri Manohar Singh Rawat, Pankajpati Pathak, Jagmohan Singh Pundir, and our commentators Sanjeev Dosaj, Anuja Kumar, Vinita Thakur and Arunapur Jha, along with Pankaj Patipatak. We take you back to the studios of All India Radio, and my colleague Jagmohan Singh Pandir, and overall program coordinator was Pramod Kumar Vats. With these words, we take you back to the studios of All India Radio, and a very happy 73rd Republic Day.
You are listening to the running commentary of the Republic Day Parade and the cultural pageant from Rajpath in New Delhi, organized on the occasion of our 73rd Republic Day. Our commentators were Sanjeev Dosaj, Vinita Thakur, Bhuvan Apurva Jha and Anuja Kumar. This broadcast came to you from the Delhi station of All India Radio.
भारत हमको जान से प्यारा है, सबसे न्यारा